Okay, people, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The finished product of the Dell Latitude C640. This is a non-working C640. Well, it sort of works, but it's missing some stuff. As the chair, by the way. It wasn't a fart. Clearly, you can already tell, no keyboard. The Dell Latitude C640's keyboard, which went to mine, was all buggered up. This one I salvaged and put in my notebook. The power board on this machine, which is the power button, is a little wonky. You gotta press it really hard. I think the contacts just need to be cleaned and that's it. You know, I cleaned out my Acer Aspire's 5711Z before I gave it to my sister. I cleaned the contacts with alcohol, like rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip, and it's been working fine ever since. She hasn't complained yet. So I think I'll do this to this machine until we can get a keyboard for it. But in the meantime, it's just going to sit around. Another problem with this C640 is the screen is kind of has that weird line on it. I tried everything to clean it off and nothing worked. And so I don't know, it's just going to be a throw around screen. The mouse pad and everything on here works, just a little. It's a little wonky. And this one had a lot of use. The mouse pad's really shiny. And it even has a name in print on it. It says Alex Vergara or Vergara, I don't know. But anyway. This machine is also not perfect by any means, structurally and cosmetically. It looks like this fell off the desk one time and it hit the floor on the corner, but surprisingly did not damage the power supply or power jack, which is a huge surprise to me. Because could you imagine if the power cord was plugged in and if it just whacked it right there? You could have bent the pins that were in there. When I got this one, it had no hard drive caddy. So, bummer. There's more cracking around here. Not really good. It's missing the fan plate. Well, I actually took that off and put it on mine. This metal plate for the RAM and wireless card came from my notebook. It's all dented and scratched and beat to hell. These stickers came from my old notebook. Everything that was on that notebook basically went onto this dummy notebook. Worn out stickers. Used to be something there, but I can barely see anything. I pulled rubber feet off of this. Took two of them. One up there and one back here. I don't think this machine has any RAM in it, and I don't know if I have a screwdriver handy. Oh, you guys are lucky I do. Could you imagine if I left RAM in here? Come on. Son of a bitch. I don't want to tell you guys how terrible these screws are. That was the chair again. Yep, there's no RAM. So yeah, this machine is pretty much a kick around parts computer or something just to stuff useless parts in. So it's nothing special by any means. You're probably gonna say, well, why can't you pull a hard drive caddy out of one of the Dell Latitude CPIs or CPTs or CPs. Well, I sold all of the CPIs and CPTs. Sorry guys. I sneakishly done that. But did I really need, let me rephrase that. Did I really need 10 Dell Latitude CPs, CPIs, CPTs that were of no use to me? No, I didn't. These computers, though, is what I'm looking for. I think I kept only one CP or CPI or CPT. I don't know which one I kept. I'm pretty sure I kept one of them. And to be quite honest, the hard drive caddies on those machines wouldn't have fit this thing anyway. And plus, the color difference would have been really awkward. This machine already looks different with a sort of mismatched optical drive. The plastic on this one is a little bit lighter than the machine. Anyway, enough about this pile of crap, which hopefully one day will also be refurbished. I have no hopes for the back though. Let's move on to my 99% refurbished Dell. Look at that. It's beautiful in every way. The only thing that I'm really disappointed about, I don't have a battery cover. When my mom's netbook was destroyed by a little accident with water, it totally trashed the keyboard. But this netbook has a working battery, working hard drive. The mouse pad is disabled, and in order to enable it, I would have to reformat Windows and reload it. I checked in the BIOS and there's no way to turn on the mouse pad. Windows has software that disabled it. And before Windows even loads the desktop, only for a split second you can actually move the mouse pad. But as the desktop loads, it's disabled. You can't use it. So I can either get a new keyboard for it or wait, and or I could just use it as is. I don't know. But when she had an accident with this netbook, it was so convenient that I had 3 of these notebooks, and only 2 were fixable. The other one was pretty much useless because of the power button situation. And plus, my mom got a double whammy. She got a working power brick. Mine is the original one that came with this notebook. And I'm not really happy about that, because I have to bend the cord a certain way for it to work. Does it still work? Yes, it does. Okay. So I'm stuck with a crappy power brick, and she has the perfectly working one. And she also has the battery cover, so that way nothing gets in there. I only had one of those. If I still had one of the CPIs or CPTs or CPs, I could have taken that mismatched color one out and put it in here. I could live with that. I just don't want anything to get caught in there. And I can't put a floppy drive in there either. It's not a dual drive bay thing. I think you could put an extra battery in this one. Let's see. Yep, you can. So this thing's only meant for dual batteries, not dual optical drives or anything like that. So, what did I do to this machine? Well, I replaced the screen, and if you notice, the screen does not flop back. It actually stays put wherever you put it. It doesn't slam shut anymore. God damn sure. Even this one given the fact of how crappy the plastic is, which could be washed off with bleach or something, the screen stays wherever you put it. It doesn't flop. So that's great. When I got 3 of these notebooks, all 3 of them, or actually, well, when I got 2 of the notebooks, I already had the 3rd one, which was my original. But when I got the 2 other notebooks, the screen on them, like, I was amazed. The hinges weren't even loose or worn, they were actually tight. So, the one my mom's using right now, the screen hinges are nice and tight. They're not loose, so the screen could flop back. Everything's fine. What else did I do? This is not the original palm rest. This is a completely different one from... I don't know how many times I'm going to pick this thing up. Like I said, this is the dummy computer. So this is the palm rest from this laptop here. If you notice, there's a little bit of melting on there. Looks like someone had a cigarette lighter or whatever, and they melted that. This mouse pad is from this laptop. I think that's about it. Yeah, you can even see the sticker mark. But yeah, this power button used to be on this machine, but now it's not. So all the fading plastics and worn out lettering I replaced and put it on this notebook. Given the fact that these are Pentium 3 machines with a 1 gigahertz processor, they're still useful for internet, and heck, even YouTube works on them. I have not seen my mom complain about hers. She said that it's been fine. She's able to watch YouTube videos. She couldn't be happier. The only minus is she can't use it anywhere, like she can't go mobile with it. Even though the battery's dead, she can still use it, but she can't take it anywhere. I gotta clean the dirt up there. The keyboard is absolutely clean. Oops. So, now I'm gonna finally turn this thing on. Oh yeah, also, I have a 5 gig drive in there. I still gotta throw this one in. This came out of a oops. Oh, the time and day's not set properly. Okay. I still have to put this one in. It is a Hitachi hard drive, not IBM TravelStar, and believe it or not, it came out of a broken IBM ThinkPad that belonged to a student. They asked if I wanted it, and I said sure. Even the wireless card came out of that machine. Oh, and not to mention, I even got a stick of RAM from an IBM laptop. Nice to see a clear display without any messed up colors or anything like that. The mouse pad works. There's no wear or tear on it. Even the mouse buttons work. The track point works as well. Now, the biggest problems with these notebooks is the track points. Usually they'll break and they'll just drift across the screen, and it can be a real burden. Bishop PCM actually acquired one of these notebooks, and it wasn't a C series computer. It was a PP something, I can't remember. But it was basically the same notebook, but with just a different name. we'll be right back with part 2.